Good evening. Thanks everybody for being here. What's going on in the county? Jake talked a lot about water. I'm not going to talk about water unless you have some questions with regard to the county's groundwater ordinance. I think we've talked about that a little bit, what we've done here. We recently didn't have a meeting today. We had a day off today, but I think at our meeting a couple weeks ago, we finalized our budget. We call it a mid-year budget update, where we come up with a budget and then we kind of finalize it, and then actually this was just an update of that budget. And so we look at what's going on with the numbers kind of halfway through the year, and we actually do it every quarter to see where, if we're coming in, the budget is coming in like we thought, the revenues are coming in like we thought, the expenses are coming in like we thought, and they actually are looking pretty darn good. Things are getting better as property values start to come back up, and as we come out of this great recession, the revenue is coming in higher than we anticipated, and which is a good thing, and our expenses are right in line with where we thought. So what we're looking to do now, and what we talked about at this mid-year budget update, was public safety restoration. We want to start trying to get more money back into public safety. As our revenue gets back, that's one of our priorities, and probably the priority, is to get us back to levels where we were as far as deputies on patrol and money out there to restore public safety. So it's the Sheriff's Department, it's the DA's office, which helps prosecute, which does prosecute the bad guys, and it's the Probation Department, and then of course the Public Defender. Only in America, that's the way it works here. And that's what's so great about this country. One of the great things about this country is not only do we give tax dollars to catch the bad guys and put them in jail, we give tax dollars to defend those bad guys that we caught and we're trying to put in jail. We try to keep them out of jail, because that's the right that they have in this country. Nobody is guilty until proven. You're innocent until proven guilty. So those are the four that we're looking to restore and increase their funding back up so we can get it back to previous levels. The Sheriff's Office, as the deputy talked about, we're going to get them back up to 172 deputies. We're at 156. We've got 16 that are coming out of the academy, and so we are looking to increase them and get them back to levels. It was 200 and we always go back to pre-recession. I think it was 210. Don't quote me on that. Deputies that we had out there, and I know we've got one now for Salida that is going to be out here, kind of designated for Salida. So things are getting better there. On that front. So that was the main thing that we dealt with there. I'm trying to think of anything else county-wise that I wanted to tell you about that was going on. Like I said, we were off this week, and there was one other thing that I wanted to hit you guys on and talk about. The court system. That was it. We are going after right now, not going after that, we are looking to partner with the court system, with our judges. We have people that have been sitting in prison, 187, I think they call it, it's for murder. We've had people that have been sitting in prison for murder trials 4-6 years, sitting in jails, not in prison. So they sit in our jails, and we carry the cost. It costs us about $35,000 a year to keep somebody in our jails. So we've got these trials that are just getting postponed. They call them, they get continued, so they just keep getting continued. It's the public defender's job, the ones who are defending the bad guys. They're not bad until they're proven bad, but let's just call them bad for now. That defends them, it's their job to try to get them off the charges. Well, it's in their best interest to continue these things, because witnesses disappear, they die, memories fade away. The further out they can push a trial, the better chance they can get their person off. They keep them from getting convicted. And we feel that it's and I don't want to get myself in too much trouble here, but we feel that it's the judge's job to control their court and not let these things happen. We don't want to interfere with due process. We don't want to stop somebody's ability to get a fair trial. But somebody sitting in jail for 6 years before they finally come to trial is just wrong, and it's costing us millions of dollars every year to keep those people in jail until their trial comes. For every time there's a continuance, an attorney has to prepare for that. One of our DAs, a public defender, they all have to prepare for this trial. They get in the court, and they're in there for 5 minutes, and the thing's going to continue. So all these hours and days of preparing for that court date ends, and they go back to the drawing board, and then they have to get ready for it to come up again, and it gets postponed for 6 months, and it's out of control. And so we need coordination between all of these, between the judges, between our DA's office. It's not just the public defender's office. The DA's sometimes will, not be ready for trial too. And so we need to get all these people to start to work together and coordinate, because it's just a waste of our tax dollars is what it is. If we could have more money, geez, maybe you can keep some of our tax dollars. How about that? Now we don't have to pay as much. So we are working now very hard on gathering data to prove the costs, what this is costing the taxpayer, and then we plan to get together with the court system and we want to partner with them.